Try and start this tractor. It's a 1960 Diesel International B275. Yeah, we tried to start it the other day and it didn't start. Battery's dead, stuff like that. So I brought out a battery, jumper cables. Hopefully it starts today. We need to use it.
Yeah.
All right. So here we are, we're in central Wisconsin. It's fall, meaning that work needs to be done. This tractor needs a lot of work, and it needs to do a lot of work. It's a pretty cool tractor. It's got a front end loader on it, 3-point hitch, PTO. It's old, it's beat up, needs a lot of maintenance. Tires are bad. Yeah, hydraulics leak. Everything on it's bad. But it does work. And today we're trying to get the back plate off, and we want to move it over to try and pick up an engine over there. Unfortunately, I have to go back to work in about an hour. But if I can get a little bit done, that'll save time for later, because it gets dark so early these days that by the time supper's done, there's no time to do any more work. All right, so we need to check the oil, we need to check the fuel, and then we need to try and start it. So here we are. We have to remove the exhaust because we have to open the hood to connect the batteries. This right here, this is like a air intake filter. It's like a mushroom shaped thing. So the air comes up through here, goes down through the tube, goes into the hole, and there's oil in there. So it's an oil filter. Instead of having a paper filter or a mesh filter, it's got oil. So the air going into the engine bubbles through oil, and that collects all the dirt.
Pretty cool, right?
Yep.
I've never heard of anything.
There we are. There's the engine here. All right, let's take a look at it. So here you can see the exhaust is a little bent right here. I was driving under a tree, and the tree branch was pushing against the muffler, and I thought the muffler would push the tree branch, but no, the tree branch bent my exhaust.
Wow, that must
That was
be a
sad.
weak exhaust for a big tree branch.
Yeah. It has like starting fluid ether, a spray injector.
Oh.
I don't use that. I've never used it. The can's been empty, and it's been there since I bought the tractor.
What?
You really shouldn't use ether on a diesel. It has glow plugs. They didn't work when I got the tractor, but I replaced them and got them working. So you do need to use the glow plugs on this thing every time.
Yeah.
What else we got here? We got an oil filter down there, way down there. And we got our oil dipstick. There we got oil.
That's a lot of oil.
A lot of oil, a little over max.
Oh.
I think last time I put in a little bit too much.
Okay, I found water.
It's dirty because it's diesel. Hey, Parole. And I love Shafa and Serena. Hi guys, thanks for joining. This is the breather cap for the valve cover, so nothing goes in there. That just breathes. Let's air ventilate. There's the coolant reservoir. Unfortunately, that cap is like a little bit bent, so it takes pliers to take it off.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're not going to check that today. We're not going to run it long enough that it would be a problem for overheating.
One day we have to come out.
Okay, here's the hydraulics for the loader, front end loader. There it is, big bucket. All the hydraulics are bad. I mean, they work, but yeah, not for long probably. How are you? Yeah, Pearl, thanks for asking. I'm doing good. How are you guys today? It's it's a nice day here in central Wisconsin. I worked part of the night last night. Unfortunately, I didn't work as long as I was supposed to, so I have to go back to work in about an hour to finish my day. That's disappointing. I was hoping to have more of the day off.
Yeah.
All right, you can check these hydraulic hoses here. They're not in good shape. Look at that. It's the rubber coating is like gone. We're down to the metal there. These tires, they're in bad shape.
Yeah, this probably.
Lucas, hi, thanks for joining. Good morning, Central Minnesota checking in. Paul, awesome. Central Wisconsin here. I see some clouds towards Minnesota there.
Hope that's
I don't
not.
think I'm seeing all the way to Minnesota though. That's a long ways, but it's raining over there.
Let's hope it doesn't come to us.
I think it's supposed to rain here later today for the next several days. Chances of rain.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep, because once it rains means we can't be working outside.
Yeah,
We can. We just get wet. All right, so yeah, here, check out the hydraulic controls here.
cool.
Look at these lines. There's no rubber coating on it at all. It's loose, means it leaks. You can see it's been leaking like crazy. There's the hydraulic reservoir. I probably have to top that off someday because it all leaks out. Oh man, the weatherman says it's going to rain all weekend. That's too bad. That's what they're saying here too. Hopefully it's off and on, not continuous.
A weekend.
Because we live in a marsh, so when it rains, it gets all soggy and wet here. These tires, look at how cracked they are.
We just replaced one.
Yeah, this one.
That one?
It was used though. This was a used tire when we put it on.
I mean, we still have another one, but.
The steering shaft, we replaced the steering shaft about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. All the gears were worn out. That was a lot of work.
Oh,
It
yeah.
sat for like a year because of that. That was no good, but now it works. Steering works.
Seat's nice.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hook the jumper cables up to this thing. I tried to start it the other day and the jump pack, I was trying to use a jump pack and that wouldn't do it. Check out these welds. Look at those. Those are the best welds ever, aren't they? I know who did them. That was my first ever welds I ever did. Yeah, I'm still not good, but I'm better than that now. Here's the other side of the tractor. All right. So yeah, here's this. You have relatives out near Spooner, Wisconsin. Okay, that's up north. All right. I think. Spooner. I'm pretty sure I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, I think that's up north. I never been there.
All right, there. This is that oil air filter. So down inside there is oil. The air goes down, and you can replace the oil once it gets dirty or dries up, and the air just bubbles through the oil filter before it goes into the engine. Instead of the new ones, they've got mesh or paper. It's a diesel, so it's got glow plugs right there, right there. No, that's, yeah, that's not the glow plugs. That's the fuel injectors. There, and there. Glow plugs are down here. There's the glow plugs. And then here's the fuel pump, high pressure. All right, let's connect this battery here. Hopefully the battery's good.
Yeah.
Because we've got a couple of spare batteries, but they get used to start project cars and stuff, and I think they get used too much and they die before they get recharged, because cranking an engine takes a lot out of a battery, and so sometimes
Doesn't start.
they crank and crank and crank and crank and crank too much, then they drain the battery and it never gets a chance to recharge when the car's running, because these are project cars, so they don't actually run and go for a drive. So we've gone through so many batteries here, which is disappointing because batteries are so expensive. See, there's some of the project cars. 1960 Ford Starliners. Were the reason I'm trying to start the tractor here today is because we were trying to move the engine that we're going to put in this one. It's sitting on the ground in front of our hoop shed. We want to put this one inside the hoop shed, but over there we took an engine out of the green car way down there, way down there, that green one, and we dropped it on the ground. Didn't drop it, we put it on the ground. There's the engine hoist, there's the engine in the blue tarp, and we can't get the plow truck out of the hoop shed because the engine's in the way, and we can't put the purple Starliner in the hoop shed because the engine's in the way. And to make it even worse, talking about batteries, 2 days ago I tried to start the plow truck and the batteries are dead on that. All right, what products do I use on my hair? You like the wet slick back look? Coconut oil, that's it. I just use coconut oil. So when it's warm, coconut oil is liquid, and when it's cooler, if it's below whatever 80 degrees, it solidifies. So I just take some coconut oil, rub in my hands, and there we go. Okay, here's our battery. We're going to connect it here. So what's cool about this is a negative 12 volt system. So this here, our ground, which is connected to the frame of the tractor. Yeah. You gotta give it a try. Coconut oil is real useful. You can eat it and you can use it. So the negative, or not the negative, yeah, the negative, which goes to, or the chassis ground, goes to the positive of the battery. So there, if you can see that, there's the positive mark right there. And this goes to the frame. Let's get that on there. Really poor connections, which isn't going to help us. And then there's the negative. So it's negative 12 volts. Most don't do that anymore. Some of the benefits of doing that is it doesn't corrode for some reason. Something about negative polarity helps with corrosion. So I'm going to take these jumper cables, make sure they're not touching down by my feet, and I'm going to take the positive and I'm going to hook it to the frame. I'm going to take the negative and hook it to the negative on the battery. So if you just think that way, if you just match what the existing battery on the tractor is, it's not a problem. But if you don't pay attention and you just hook the positive to the starter area, negative to the frame, you're going to make quite a few sparks or burn things out. Okay, now we got this end. Gonna connect it down here. Hi guys, thanks for joining. Hope your day's going good.
The question is it the same with that battery, or do we still connect it?
Right. So we do need to connect our jumper battery same way, negative to negative, positive to positive, which means on our spare battery, we're connecting our positive on the spare battery to the frame of the tractor.
Well,
It's kind of backwards thinking. Makes it, you normally don't connect the positive of your battery to your frame, but if the whole system is designed that way, That's what you want to do. Right, there we go. Negative to negative, positive to positive.
Don't touch
There's
the
no
frame.
spark. No, you can touch the frame
What's it?
because this is the base. This is the base polarity. This is that earth potential. And the system, the electronic system, the electrical system is at negative 12 volts.
Oh, there's the gold.
Yeah, so you got your earth ground where the frame is. We can touch it, even though the positive on the battery's on it. And our actual potential is down here now. That's where the hot stuff is. It's negative voltage. All right, now we're going to have to turn on the fuel pump. Move the camera here. See if you can see. All right. So here's the dash. As you see, a lot of wires, a lot of stuff that has been worked on over the years. This thing's from 1960. I mean, that's 65 years old. This thing's been through a lot. It's well worn. To turn the fuel pump on, we just got this crazy switch pop through the dash. There we go. Got that on. I can hear it pumping down there. I don't know if it needs the fuel pump. It came with it, and I'm not going to risk trying it without it, because with the diesel, once you run out of fuel, you got to bleed the whole system, and sometimes you have to do it multiple times. So if you run dry, you bleed it, you think you're good, and then in the middle of your job, you hit an air bubble, and then the tractor shuts off, and you got to stop what you're doing and rebleed it. So I'm not going to bother with it. The fuel pump was there. I'm going to use it. It's not original, though. It didn't originally have a fuel pump. It's just this little electronic pump. Okay, now we got to run the glow plugs. There's this button right here. That I'm going to push in. When I push it in, the glow plugs are going to start warming up. And I think our best chance is our first chance here. And because it's early morning, it's maybe 55 degrees, I'm going to run them for at least 30 seconds. Let's get doing this, because as I'm doing this, we are using battery power. So it's possible that we're wearing our battery down beyond use right now. I hope not. All right, you can see me. All right, now I'm pushing the glow plug button, and you don't hear anything. You don't see anything. We just assume they're down there starting to warm up the cylinders. Because with diesel, there's no spark plugs. It fires based on compression. And these get it nice and hot inside the cylinders so that it helps it to fire a little easier. Let's see here. I see something, but I can't read it. Something about long time. Can you read it, Timothy?
Which one?
The bottom one.
30 seconds seems a long time.
It is. But in the winter, this thing needs a minute. 30 seconds is a long time, but my first shot is my best today. So I want to make sure they're plenty warm. Let's go ahead and try it. Here, let's get that muffler on there. I wasn't sure if it'd start. I'm happy. Yeah, awesome. The other day I used the same battery and a jump pack, and it just went click, click, click. Yeah, sounds like a champ. Served like a champ. Daniel, thank you. Okay. So you can see It's still warming up here. We got the bluish smoke or whatever color that is, white smoke. That's normal. You know, when you hear the misses every once in a while, it's missing. It's just as it's warming up. A cylinder must not be firing at that time. Yeah, diesels are really cool. They got a lot of power. Unfortunately, the gas, or not the gas, the diesel, the price of diesel has gone up so much. Getting a little quieter up here. It's too bad the price of diesel is so expensive. But they've got more power. They're fun. I like diesels. Got the diesel tractor, I got the diesel plow truck, and I got a diesel subcompact tractor. They're fun. Yeah, exactly. It's less refined. It doesn't make any sense. It's all a game. Kind of like holidays and stuff. They play with the prices and make everybody pay more. They never used to play with the prices. You used to see one price and it'd sit for a month. The same gas price would be there for a month, and then everybody would comment, the price is changing, the price is changing, go get gas. And nowadays, they change it every day. Not just a truck for commercial, fine. Yeah, I mean, that's all the semis use, so I mean, the price of diesel affects our fuel and everything. So John, this is a International B275, 1960. It's just shy of 40 horsepower. The B in the name stands for, I don't know what it stands for, but kind of means Britain. It was made in Britain. This actually came from overseas. It's pretty cool. Heating oil, yeah. Heating oil is the same as diesel, is it not? I think so. I think it's similar to off-road diesel. It might be slightly different, but I'm pretty sure heating oil would work just fine in this tractor. I've not tried it. The nearest off-road diesel that I found is a 30-minute drive from me, so that's disappointing. So I've got to buy the on-road diesel most of the time and pay extra, pay taxes. Off-road diesel's pink. They got a pink dye in it. You don't want to be caught with that in your on-road vehicle. Otherwise they'll fine you thousands of dollars from what I hear. I've not done that. That ain't worth it. On the plow truck, which is hiding in the hoop shed, I do have I think it's about 100-gallon diesel tank. But right now the plow truck's not roadworthy. We need to replace the air conditioner compressor. The pulley's going bad. You have two Fergusons, yeah. So here, let me grab my gloves and we'll put the hood down. It'll be a little more recognizable then. I need my gloves because that muffler is going to be hot. Let's get this battery disconnected too. The ground's uneven, you keep falling. Gonna drive the tractor? Yes, we can do that. Jumper cables and battery. Set those out of the way. Ferguson is a pretty machine. Yeah, the Massey Fergusons. I like the chrome-like look on them. I don't want to touch the muffler with this finger. Or that finger. Or that finger. Or that one. All right. Let's go ahead and lift the rear 3-point. Right now it's got a back plate on it. Yep, it's a 4-cylinder. This is a 4-cylinder diesel on this one. '60 Fords, yep. 1960 Ford Starliners. They're pretty cool. We started the tractor because we need to get the back plate off because we're going to put a jib hoist on so we can try and move a engine for one of these cars here. All right, let me lift the bucket here. Get a little closer. And then I'll get on it and we'll see if it moves. Yeah, those are really cool cars. The ground's uneven. That back blade doesn't smooth out our property. We need like a box plate or something, and we've got rocks underground too. That didn't sound good. It sounds like I'm out of hydraulic fluid. This thing leaks, but it's up. I'm not going under it, that's for sure, but we should be able to move it now. Yeah, it's supposed to be like for manure or something. You can't load it full. If you try and fill that whole bucket with gravel, you'll be cracking welds and breaking stuff. Hi, Clifford. All right, let me go ahead and just try and think how best to position the camera while I drive it here. There we go. All right, I'm gonna hope you don't fall. Are we selling any of the cars? Unfortunately, no, not at this time. Most of these are parts cars. That one we're trying to get running and driving. That one we might trade for something. We can't sell it though because these were inherited. That one, that's a parts car. That one we might try and get running and driving. And then the rest are probably parts cars. And we do have a nice looking running and driving one in the garage. Yeah. They will be awesome. All right, I think you're positioned decent to see the tractor. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull it forward and go that way. Then I'll come back to you. They were, yeah, my wife's dad's, my father-in-law's. Yeah, he had a large collection of old Ford products. Yeah, that's what we're thinking. We've got enough parts here to make one or two of them looking okay. Beyond that, it'll take even more parts. So let me drive this around here. All right, I'm back. Left you guys stranded there. We have a Ford Poplar 100E from 1959. In good running order. Cool. Yeah, these old cars, they're really cool. They're big. They're unique. Every year they look different back then. Nowadays every car looks the same. All right, so I backed the tractor up over here. I'm going to take the back plate off. There it is. Backed up to the weeds. Taking implements on and off is no fun. They're heavy. Alright, lowered it to the ground. I'm in the burning itchweed now. Yeah, you can't force it. You have to work with it because these things are heavy. I think they're partially rusted. It's been on there all summer. All right, nice. Cool. Let's go ahead and show you where we're going. I'll see if I can bring you with me. That might be more fun. Let's take you off the tripod here. Alright, I put in third gear. We have a International B250. This is very, very similar. Just making sure my 3-point's fully disconnected. One of them is hooked a little. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to move it. We're kind of hooked in the hole. If I would have drove off, we would have pulled our back plate a couple feet. I usually don't do it left-handed. All right, here we go. There's no power steering. It's not easy to steer this thing with one hand. I'm really pulling hard here. I'm going to drop it down to second gear because of that, because now I'm coming up into obstacles. I think I'm going to park it here for now. Yeah. There we go. Drop the bucket. Turn our fuel pump off. You see this awesome switch there. Stuck in my glove now. All right. I didn't want to back this thing up between the starliners and the hoop shed one-handed.
It's not like you have the pedals.
Yeah. With yeah, the speed controlling that it's basically the throttle or the gear you select. All right, this is gonna be hot. Gotta make sure that finger doesn't touch it. The steering is the worst though. Really long, big, heavy tractor with no power steering. I'm disconnecting the battery because I don't want to drain the last little millivolt of power in that battery.
John, we got to charge that battery.
Yeah, we gotta charge it. Hoping not to touch the hot part of the muffler. There we go. We're gonna put the seat up because it is supposed to possibly rain today. There we go. Gloves. There's one of the starliners. This one's old. They're all old. They're all the same year, 1960. Got both my gloves off. All right, here, yeah, let's put it back on the tripod here. So you don't have to see me shaking. All right, so successful. Get you on the tripod there. There we go. Now it doesn't shake as much. Much better. All right, so unfortunately I do have to go back to work today. I only worked part of the night, so I don't have the whole day off. But yeah, this is just going to be a part one. Actually, this one, because it looks so cool with all this moss, this might be more of just like showing cool oldness as is. And I think we'd strip it as like a last resort because we've got others with better condition. No, we don't want to answer the phone. Look at the moss on that windshield. Check that out. How many years has this thing sat to collect that moss and still be that solid? Of course, the bottom half is not that solid. But in a pinch, somebody would probably love to have that car and be able to restore it. But since we've got a little bit better ones, these are the ones we're going to prioritize first.
I mean, not really this one, but
Oh, this is probably the second on the list.
yeah, cause look how nice these seats are. But we just took the engine out, so the first one for this is that purple color. Oh wow, the bottom welded.
Yep. So
Looks
this
like
one's
wood.
not in too rough a shape.
It looks
I mean, it's
nice.
rough, but
It looks nice.
for being how old it is, it's in really good shape.
Cause look at this trim.
This
The
one's got an
windows
inline six.
look at these windows. They look brand new.
Yeah, the windows look good. This is the one we took the engine out of. It was a Ford FE engine, so it's the better engine. We're going to put in the better car. We've got a Y block we're going to try and put back into here. This one's got an inline six, but it's seized solid and rusted, and the car's in pretty rough shape. This one, it's got bad floors, and the frame is bad, but the upper part looks great. Not great, but it's pretty good. So if somebody wanted a body to work with, this one's got a good body, other than a little bit of body work. The trim on these cars is like really rare and hard to find. So the fact that all these have all this trim, that's a huge bonus. All right, and then this is the one that we're going to try putting the engine in.
I recall this. This is
There,
different.
it needs work, needs a lot of work,
Yeah,
but
different hood.
overall it's pretty solid. I mean, definitely there'll be metal cutting,
Trim replacing.
rust repair,
Painting.
painting. Yeah, they'd all need painting, but this one's got a nice transmission in it, so that's why we're hoping to put that engine in here, because it's in the best shape,
So where does this one?
and it's got a really good transmission out of a Torino. Here's the Y block hiding under here. It's got two layers of tarp, so I'm not removing that right now. But here's our jib hoist type thing. I don't know if that tractor is going to be able to lift this engine with it, but we're going to try. Not today though, or not this morning, because I got to get ready for work soon. But if it can't lift it, we're just going to have to use the engine hoist to crank up the engine again, put it on like a piece of plywood and just drag it out of the way. I mean, we'll get it out of the way one way or another. Because right now it's boom, right there in front of the hoop shed, and that's where we want to put the Starliner to work on it. Yeah, roosters. Red eye, yeah, we can do it. Yeah, we'll get it done somewhere or another. We just show you this engine here quick. This one, it's only got the one tarp, so we can easily take that tarp off.
It's a bell.
Aluminum bell housing. The aluminum ones are so nice and light. That's my left hand there. I'm not left-handed.
But still
The
light.
cast iron ones are 4 times as heavy.
Oh, gotta get happy.
There it is.
Nice.
There it is. I see our tarps falling apart, but Ford FE engine.
Does it work?
I don't know. We don't know if it works. It spins. It's not seized. It's not stuck.
Get a starter hooked up to it and maybe get a battery on
Burrs.
it.
Do they run? Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
We'll find out.
geez,
I
how
think it
strong
should.
does that
We took it down, took the intake off, inspected the internals as best we can from there, and we see nothing wrong with it. It's free. It's not seized.
starter must be real strong.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, you got it moved a little bit there.
Are we supposed supposed to go up and down?
You're just turning the fan.
Oh.
You gotta turn on the bottom part.
Oh.
We had a wrench on there before, and we're able to turn it, so it turns. Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't run. It'll take some work, but the cylinder walls, they didn't seem bad or anything, so yeah, it's got promise, and it's what we have, so it's what we have to work with. We'll do what we can to make it work and run. All right. One last thing, as long as we're standing here, we got this cool Gravely ride behind tractor thing. That one doesn't run. One of these days we're either going to spend time to try and get it to run or sell it, because it's really cool looking. And then we got its little buddy over there. This one's actually got a seat that just pegs behind it. It just pulls. You could connect the seat to that one. They're really weird things. I think probably what we'll do is we'll clean them up and list them for sale, because if I spend time working on that, I don't have time to work on the cars. And if we just leave them sit like that, as you see, it's surrounded by weeds now, and that's no good for it. Our hoop shed doesn't have enough room to store everything, so yeah. All right. I think that's going to be all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I've got to go back to work. My day job is calling, literally. They actually called me a minute ago. That wasn't my boss. That was just another person, but got to go back to work. Yeah, I mean, old farm equipment made much more durable, heavy duty. The metal's much better. It lasts forever. New stuff is cheap pressed metal, junk, revs super high to get the horsepower. The old stuff, that had the beef, the torque to get the horsepower. That stuff was built to last. I like collecting old stuff, old farm stuff, old car stuff, anything old. All right. You guys have a great day. Thank you for watching me today. It's Thursday, central Wisconsin here, United States. It's not raining yet. Hopefully it won't be raining when I'm done with work, and I'll hopefully be able to do something more today. Thank you, Red Eye. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Anthony. You guys have a good one, and everyone else.